Today, we're going to be talking about migrating to QuickBooks, and we're going to be looking at a step-by-step guide to a great experience for you and your clients. So this is going to be a really exciting session. It's going to be all about if you need to move those clients over to the cloud, to QuickBooks Online, how does that look like, and what do you do? It's going to be a very jam-packed session, so listen up and get ready. So I'm your host, Nadine Augustine, and I'm going to be preparing and speaking on the session today. So a little bit about myself. I'm a QuickBooks advisor. I'm an Intuit trainer writer network, so I'm part of the network. I'm a co-founder of Ecom Accountants, which is an accounting firm based in South Africa. And we are fully cloud-based. So we have moved over to the cloud in, I think, 2013. We decided to move our whole practice to the cloud. So I think I have some good advice for you if you are ready to move those desktop clients over to the cloud, or if you're looking to move other clients over to QuickBooks Online. I'm also a registered business accountant and a tax specialist. So now that you know a little bit about myself, let's see what we're going to be looking at today. So unpacking today, what does it look like? So we're going to look at data migration or data conversion and which one is right for you. Then when we're done with that, we're going to be looking at building your cloud practice and your action plan. And I want you to pay close attention to that action plan because it really gives some key insights on how to get started and what to do. Okay, so if we look at data migration or data conversion and which one is right for you. First, let us have a look at the overview of current challenges and opportunities of businesses. So a lot of businesses are struggling with the desktop-based versions, or they might have redundant cloud softwares that they have been using. You, your firm, might have already experienced this, where you are struggling to cope with the amount of work because you're having to go pick up data files, having to go around and capture the data, work on two separate informations, and then put them into one place. So if you've had the conversation with your client to move to the cloud, and you've decided that this is the right step for you, there's two ways in which you can get that data from previous softwares into QuickBooks Online. So the first step to moving to QuickBooks Online with data is you need to ask yourself, is my client's current set of books accurate and complete? And that is very, very important. Because I always say, if the file is messy and it's not accurate and it looks, really not there, and you can't even report on that file, you can't take that data and put it into QuickBooks Online, because then you're just changing systems, but the data is still the same. So ultimately, you're going to get the same outcome. And then most of the time, you're going to be unhappy with the software. But in actual fact, it's not the software, it's the data. So before you do your conversion or your migration, make sure your books are accurate and complete. So whenever we do migrations or conversions, we tend to do them at financial year end, just because it's easy to close the books off at that date and then take over those opening balances or those closing balances. But let's, for instance, say that you get a client in the middle of the year and they want to convert. That's great. I would never tell them, work on your old software up until the financial year end, and then we'll take you over. What I would do then is you clean up the previous year's financial data up until year end. You take those as year end balances, and then you put in the transactional history or the transactional data from current year to date. So that shows the client that they actually have prior year figures, which is comparative figures, as well as the current figures. So they really have a feel of their business. And it also gives a great reporting tool just to show off the bat. So once you're ready, you can either use migration using MMC Convert, which is faster as they do the migration for you. So if you have 50, 100 clients that you need to convert or migrate, this is your option. Because they do it for you, they handle everything for you, you know you have peace of mind. There's also another option, which is more data conversion, and there's a simple or comprehensive manual conversion. So if we look at, there's two different types of manual data conversion. We can look at the manual data import using QuickBooks Online, which is a limited import ability, and we're going to look at that a little bit later. Or we can look at a manual data import using Sassant, which is an Excel importer, and that's a very comprehensive import, and it's actually used more than just data conversion or in the conversion of moving from an old accounting software to a new one. So we're going to dig a little bit deeper into each one of those to see which is the right fit for you, because in every case, it can be different. There is no right answer here. It is what you feel comfortable with and what is right for your client. So with data migration, with MMC Convert, we've got a free migration to QuickBooks Online, and that is because QuickBooks Online has subsidized MMC Convert for these conversions. So MMC Convert can move from Sage 1, Sage Pastel, and Xero to QuickBooks Online. Just remember that this data is only for one historical year plus current year data, and it's only single currency. So this is actually really nice, where you don't have to go put in year-end figures as closing balances. It will actually take in your 1 year prior historical data, and that's all the data that was in your prior accounting software, as well as your current year to date. So this gives you that flexibility to take on a client whenever you want to. But just remember that it is only single currency. So if you have clients working in multi-currency, this step or this conversion is not going to work for you. You're going to have to look at the other options. So some other key notes to mention: it's only applicable for QuickBooks Online Essential and QuickBooks Online Plus plans. So if you're using Simple Start, you're unfortunately not going to be able to use the migration tool with MMC Convert, and it's only for paid subscriptions. So you cannot be on a trial version and do the conversion or the migration. You actually have to be on a paid version of QuickBooks Online to have the MMC Convert conversion done for you. And it's a very simple process. All you're going to do is you're going to log in with your QuickBooks logins. You're going to upload your file. As simple as that. They're going to tell you exactly what file to upload. It's going to convert the file for you, and it's going to push everything into QuickBooks Online. And this literally will take not more than a week. I think it takes about 48 hours, but I would say give them a week. I always say don't overpromise to clients, because you never know what could happen. So be realistic. Tell them, you know what, this is quite a big conversion. It could take a good week or so to get done, and most clients should be happy with that. Then we're going to look at the manual conversion to cloud processes. So we're going to be obviously looking at the one with QuickBooks Online and Sassant. So data conversion using QuickBooks Online, what does it entail? So it is very limited, right? So in QuickBooks Online, you've got your tools, and under your tools settings or your tools bar, you've got import data. And below, you can see all the types of importing data or data that you can import below. So you've got your bank data, you've got your customer list, you've got your supplier lists, you've got your chart of accounts, your product and services. And what's really nice here is you've got your invoices as well as your bills. So it does give you quite a bit of flexibility. So what I normally do is I would go put in, if I'm using the data conversion with QuickBooks Online, I would go put in those year-end balances at a certain date at financial year end, and then I would pull in the customer list, the supplier list, the product and service list, the chart of accounts, and the bank data from the new financial year to date. Then pull in all invoices and all bills, and then you can go ahead and start capturing for that year. So hopefully it's not a lot of work, but what you could also do is you could train your client on the software and say, you know what, to get you up to date and comfortable with the software, we'd like you to catch up with the data and see how comfortable you feel. And what you can do from there, once they've done with it, you can go in and just review it and check it for yourself. Then we've got a manual conversion process through Sassant. So this is a really powerful tool. It's used more than in just cloud conversion. It's actually used to import any type of Excel data into QuickBooks Online. So there is a fee attached to it. You can see it there. So it's $9.99 a month. And that is the website if you need to go and have a look at it and what it does. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to log in with your QuickBooks Online account. And once you've logged in, you're going to see the screen. So it's very simple. The layout is very user-friendly. It's going to take you through the steps, and the steps look very similar to your QuickBooks Online import. What is nice and different with Sassant is that you can import any type of data. And I'm not sure if you can see this, but you can import any type of customer transactions. So you can do invoices, received payments, estimates, credit memos, sales receipts, refund receipts. On vendor transactions, you can do a whole bunch of things. So you can do bills, bill payments, purchase orders, vendor credits, credit card credits. So there's a whole lot of transactions. So it gives you that flexibility to have a full comprehensive import for your QuickBooks Online file. And then you have your other transactions as well. So your journal entries you can do here as well. You can do transfers, and then you have your normal ones and your customers and your suppliers. But you also have the ability to add in your locations and your classes if that might be different for your client. So this is a much more comprehensive import. And of course, if you're going to do comprehensive imports for a lot of clients and you have multi-currency, then this could be the option for you. But again, it really means which one works for you, which one works for your client, and which one is going to work the best for you and ease of use. So now that we've covered cloud conversion and cloud migration, we are going to look at how to build a modern cloud accounting practice. So I think that is the ultimate end goal, so that we all want to build a modern cloud accounting practice because that is where the world is heading. The legacy accounting firms and the legacy softwares are outdated and we need to move with the times. So we have entered the age, or we have already entered, and we are in the age of the digital accounting practice. Organizations embracing digitalization and becoming tech savvy are gaining a valuable competitive edge by improving their productivity, enhancing how they collaborate with others, embracing more flexible ways of working, and even unlocking new revenue streams. And that is so true. With cloud, there are so many opportunities and so many revenue streams and options for you to choose from. However, many practices are unsure how to start or progress on their digital journey. And if that's you, then maybe these tips could help you. For some, it's a matter of resistance from customers or internal teams who want to stay rooted in the status quo. Others believe they don't have the in-house technical skills or the budget to make the shift. So one thing I can tell you about our firm is our software alone that we pay for is almost the price of an accountant's salary. So we spend a lot of money and time in understanding software, in development in software, and just finding the right tools that's going to make us more efficient and help our clients in the future. So this is something that we've realized that's going to help us build that cloud practice and going to help us stay relevant in the times to come. So if this is you and you want to be that cloud accounting practice for the future, and you might be struggling, here are some 5 tips to help you build your accounting practice, your cloud accounting practice. So 1, start with a business problem, or start with your business problem or your client's business problem. So to make the most of technology, start by analyzing your business's pain points and opportunities. And this goes for your client's pain points as well. For example, are you spending a fortune on couriers or fuel by driving up and down to fetch your clients' files and paperwork? You could easily digitize these processes with a document management system and digital signatures, making your life and your customers' lives easier in the process. You could then also invest in team training, and I think this is so important. In our firm, every Friday is strategic planning and training, and we know this is so important because if your team is on board, your firm can move towards the future. So with investing in team training, you and your team will feel more comfortable using new systems if you invest in training. Cloud-based solutions like online accounting and payroll softwares are so easy to use. Still, you can benefit from them even more by learning about the tricks and advantages they offer. It is also important to receive additional training as new software updates are released. So that is one thing with cloud software. It is always updating. You always have the latest functions available to you. You can log in 2 days later and there's a new feature. So you need to always stay up to date with those softwares and those updates. And I think what's so important is we always need to know or be one step ahead of our clients. We don't want our clients to tell us, have you heard about this? Or have you heard about that? We want to be their advisors. And point number 3 is that we need to bring customers with us or with you. So investing in technology isn't just about making your own life easier, but also breaking down those barriers for your customers. When you introduce a new technology like cloud-based accounting, for example, that will change the customer experience completely. Spend time talking to customers and your clients about how it will save them time and money, and this is so important. You may encounter some resistance to change among more conservative customers. There are some customers who will tell you, we are in a remote area where our internet is not that good, but you would tell them the benefits of using these softwares and the workarounds around it. But once you show them these benefits, their fears are going to disappear. And I think the next thing to really focus on is embracing a new way of working. So in our firm, we really adopt a hybrid situation of working. So we a few days in the office and a few days at home, because we really feel that when you're at home, there's less distractions and you can really get that work done in a shorter space of time. So digitalization is an important opportunity to rethink your business processes for real-time work from anywhere world. And that goes for you and your clients. Your clients want to be able to have that dream they had of owning a business, sitting on an island somewhere and still running their business. They don't want to be working a 9 to 5 on their business all the time. But some staff might still give you that resistance because they've always done things in a particular way. And why I say that is because your staff are used to always working on a file, let's say every 2 months or every month at month end. But now, because of cloud processes, you have bank feeds, you have information that is accessed daily. So your staff have to change the way in which they are going to work. And that might cause some resistance. But if you show them the benefits again and how it's going to help their lives and help their clients' lives and give them more advisory for their clients, they're going to have that shift in their mindset. And remember, you aren't going to have a business without your team. So focus on team involvement and showing them why it's so important. I think the why is really, really something to focus on. And again, the last point is to really start small. This is very overwhelming, especially if you are in the beginning of your journey. So what I would say is start with those clients that are already maybe using their mobile devices a lot, always making online purchases, those more tech-savvy clients. Because if you go for those clients, it's going to be easier to convert them to cloud processes. It's going to be easier for them to start working in a different way. And once you convert them, it's going to be those small wins that's going to give you that energy to move forward to the more difficult clients. But if you go out the bat and start with those difficult, really hard to convert clients, you might just get discouraged and not want to carry on the process. So really take it small, take it one day at a time, and don't overwhelm yourself. Don't go and look at all the different apps out there. Start with your basics and work your way up. Master your basics, and once you've mastered them, then you can move forward and upward. And this is your action plan. So this is the part where I give you a little bit of information on how to get started on your cloud accounting practice for the future. So number one is to start with a business problem, as I've mentioned. Number two would be start a conversation with at least 3 to 5 clients to switch to QuickBooks Online. You already have the tools for migration and conversion, so that should not be an issue. Set goals to convert those clients with definitive dates. So don't say, you know what, I'm going to talk to them, then 3 months, I'll go back to them. Put deadlines for yourself, because if you don't do that, you're not going to stick by them. And set a target date for you and your firm and your staff to be QuickBooks certified. It is so important to be QuickBooks certified because then you can show yourself as an expert, number one. And number two, you are going to feel confident in using the software. Then you're going to prioritize your goals. Make a list of what's important, what you need to do, what you need to accomplish, whether it's rebranding your website, whether it's a new strategy, whether it's training staff, whatever it may be, prioritize your goals in your business. And always involve your staff and others. Don't go on this journey alone because you will be overwhelmed. Involve your staff, get their opinion, get their ideas. It is so important. And leverage technology to streamline your processes. Find something that's going to help you work on your workflow or get your workflow to go smoother. Find something to help you with your engagement letters. Find something, obviously QuickBooks Online, that's going to help you with your accounting. Find something for your payroll, and then you're going to move upwards. Obviously, you should be using a cloud storage solution, but if you're not, look at those tiny things that can help make your life easier. And set aside time each week to work on your business and not in your business. I think as accountants, we get so busy and consumed by our daily accounting lives that we forget about our business. Our firm is our business, and we also need to work on our business and not in it. So set some time apart for you and your team to work on it and strategize. And ultimately, grow your practice. And I hope this action plan and all the tips and tricks I've given you really help to grow your cloud accounting practice for the future.